Hello everyone, Pete here, and Asus have just done a Q&A stream answering the top questions we have about the newly announced ROG Xbox Ally handhelds. So let's blast through the top 10 questions, including why did they decide to add on grip handles? Can we still do emulation on these Xbox handhelds? Will the amazing new Xbox OS still be available for us existing Ally and Ally X owners? And probably the most commonly asked question, which is why did we not get a much requested OLED display? So question 1 is, why did they design these extremely controversial and divisive handles that really has divided our Ally community? And the answer was that they were designed to feel just like an Xbox controller, just like my limited edition Forza Horizon 5 Xbox controller right here, with Whitson Golden saying, and I quote, that they're ultra comfortable ergonomic handles, and didn't mention anything about them looking a little bit on the ugly side. One of the hosts called Jake said that he played the ROG Xbox Ally for like 8 hours without any discomforts or hand cramps that you'd normally get on the Ally X. Let us know your thoughts on these grips below in the comments. Question 2 is, will the highly touted impulse triggers, which gives the extra set of haptic feedback which are on Xbox controllers, like the pronounced feeling of going over mud for example, be on both versions? And the answer really surprised me, in that no, this feature will only be on the black higher end Ally X model and not on the lower spec white Xbox Ally. I really did think that the impulse triggers will be on both handhelds, but nope, only the premium Ally X version. At 3 is, with the software being more console-like, will we be able to enter our password in the login screen using our D-pad and buttons? And the answer is yes, we absolutely will be able to use the D-pad and button combinations instead of the slightly awkward Windows numeric keyboard. And we'll also be able to navigate the virtual keyboard using the D-pad or thumbsticks too, which is super neat. Question 4 is, will we still be able to use PC mods like the ones found on the incredibly popular Nexus Mods website on these Xbox Ally handhelds? And the answer you'll be pleased to hear is yes, we totally can, as even though the Xbox OS type interface will be much more optimized for gaming, that it still will be running Windows in the background to enable mods to activate. Linked to this at 5 is, can these ROG Xbox Ally handhelds still run non-Xbox games and apps like Emulate and all of our beloved retro games? And the answer is absolutely yes, as just like the mods question, Windows is still available for us to access in the background, and so emulation apps like Emudec, Retrobat, Batacera or Yuzu will still be able to be installed, which is so good. Question 6 is a huge one, which is, will this new Xbox OS system be available for us existing Ally and Ally X owners? And the answer is thankfully yes. Although some of the easier to implement elements like the upgraded Xbox app will arrive sooner to us, and the more deeper integrations like optimizations to Windows resources itself to enhance gameplay will come at a later date, so like in 2026. As the team prioritize getting all of this stuff for these dedicated ROG Xbox Ally handhelds first. At 7 is, what difference is there between the current Z1 Extreme chip and the new Z2 Extreme chip that the black higher end version will have? And they say that on the maxed out turbo mode, intensive games, that there will be, and I quote, a noticeable difference as it has a higher ceiling of performance. In the 17-watt performance mode, we will get a lot more performance apparently, and on the 13-watt silent mode, we will be able to play our least graphically intensive games for longer. Question 8 is, why isn't there 32 gigs of RAM instead of 24 on the new Xbox Ally X, which is apparently a much requested hardware spec? And they said it's because gaming handhelds aren't like laptops that need more RAM for lots of multitasking, as the main focus on gaming handhelds is solely playing games. And the great news is that this new Xbox OS will apparently free up an additional 2GB of RAM towards improving performance due to eliminating unnecessary Windows processes, which is awesome. At 9 is, how much will each of these Xbox Allies cost? They said that exact pricing is still to be determined, but that they're aiming to, and I quote, hit a reasonable price point, which is why stuff that will really bump the price up like 32 gigs of RAM, and also what I'll talk about in just a moment, are omitted to keep the cost down and make these handhelds accessible price-wise to more gamers. And at 10 is, why don't these new ROG Xbox Allies have OLED displays? They said that they did try experimenting and prototyping OLED displays in the development process, but variable refresh rate, or VRR for short, that makes our games so much smoother just isn't there with OLED technology yet. as VRR with OLED displays draws significantly more power than LCD screens, and it also costs more, so it would really bump the price up. I will be covering all the details of these Xbox Ally handhelds as soon as they break, so do like and get subscribed if you enjoy these vids and want to be among the very first to hear about the latest news. I'd love to hear what you think about these Xbox handhelds. Are you planning to get one? And which features do you like or dislike the most? Let us all know in the comments. And as a thank you for watching this far, I'd love to share this awesome quote. Stay positive. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is our attitude. Yes, even when we're in really difficult and tough situations in life, if we can somehow stay positive and remain in peace, then it will massively help us to get through them. So let's focus on the positives and stay encouraged today, guys. And as an extra bonus treat for staying right to the end, here's our gorgeous rescue cat, and her name is Pancake. If you enjoyed today's video, then check out my vid covering all of these new ROG Xbox Ally handhelds in much greater detail in this vid. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.